Good morning, everyone. So today is a Tuesday. I usually have Mondays and Tuesdays off, and yesterday was a disaster. I scheduled this dentist appointment 2 weeks before it happened, and I was still at the practical, and I just had 5 minutes, and I was doing something, and then I was just like, it's now or never. Let me just schedule this appointment, and I did, and the appointment was now yesterday. Then something at work happened that made me think that I won't be able to see my class on the Thursday because they'll already be starting with exams. Turns out that the exam or test or whatever is online and class are proceeding as usual. So I tried to squeeze myself into a day to see my students where I don't normally see them. So that required a lot of arranging and all of that stuff, and turned out that it was for nothing. But it was a good thing because um, the students were really happy to get their marks back. So now I'm facing deadline after deadline once more, even without the practical. And honestly, I'm exhausted. I haven't done anything since I got up at 7 a.m. And right now, I'm just making myself some food. And I thought that this would be the best time to record this video because it's been on the books forever. And I've also been seeing like just this is the type of videos that I enjoy, real life, real drama, all of that stuff. So I thought that I would share this with you that I haven't really talked about with anyone else. And well, I've talked to you guys about it. And it's how life has been being a full-time student in my like late hundreds, and also paying cash for my studies because every single month it feels like I'm shocked by what's happening. Like I just like, where did my money go? Where did my money go? Like every single time. That's the question that I'm asking myself because honestly, you just don't realize how much it is up until you literally can't afford like the one thing that you want in that moment. Last year when I was paying off debt, I think that I was strict on myself, but I also had an extra income that just fell into my lap. So I just pretended that that money was never mine and it just went straight to wherever I needed to go to paying off the debt. But this year I had less money coming in and I only picked up my side hustles back up again this term or this semester. In terms of that, it has been going better, but there's just some things that still need a lot of my attention, and unfortunately, I don't have that attention right now. So, just to give you a general picture, my studies were for, if I'm being completely transparent, I would say they were 45, 46. The reason why I'm saying it like that is because I bought books right at the beginning, and I think they costed me almost 4K, and my full studies were I think like 4.1, 4.2. I mean, there's the re-registration like during the whole second semester part of it, and just things that you didn't plan on. For example, I almost extended a deadline and that would have costed me 290 rand, for example. I didn't. I worked on it while I was tired and sleepy, but I submitted what I could so that I could avoid paying that 290 because truth be told, I didn't have it. And I think that that's the whole sad thing about this because technically I have this money, but it's going somewhere else. And my mom keeps saying to me that at least you know where it's going versus it just disappearing in the air like that. And this is excluding all the stuff that were emergencies. For example, my phone shattering and breaking. I couldn't have planned for that, but I should have. Because my plan this year was also to build an emergency fund of 10,000 rand, and I haven't. And honestly, I don't know what I was thinking because I think the first point would have been to save 1,000 rand, and even that has been super hard because as soon as I have 1,000 rand, I just pay it over to my tuition because the faster I get my tuition paid off, the better my life would be. So, in terms of managing, I would say that I paid it largely off myself, but during the April to June period, there was an investment that I wanted to make that I expected to get like a quick ROI on, and that ended up not working out. Am I regretful about it? No. I thought about it long and hard before I made the investment, but that meant that I had less money to pay off my tuition, and I needed to see my marks so that I knew what to re-register for or register for. And I had to borrow about 4,200 from my mom. So technically, it's not debt, but I still need to pay that off to her, and I'm doing that straight after the October month end. So according to my budgeting, I was first left with 9K, then I paid 3.5, I paid another 1,000 Rand. Recently, I paid 2,900, which was supposed to be 3K. So I've just been really trying to pay it off. And to show you how my mind works, like I'm so scared to even hold the money somewhere before paying because things just keep coming up. For example, at this moment, um, there's two things. Yesterday, the fog, whatever you call it, it was so thick in the air, and I don't care what anyone says. I'm still a learner driver. Yes, I've had a couple of years experience now, but I'm still a learner. So I haven't driven in fog before. I don't know how people do that. I just feel like you can't see the person. I mean, like, it doesn't matter. The point is, I was so scared to go to the dentist because it was so early, the fog was in the air, blah, blah, blah. And I considered having a taxi take me there. So here in Nelspruit, unfortunately, taxi prices are ridiculous. And it was going to cost me 140. And based on the fact that I received 3,000 something from a client, it was 3.4, I was down to 3.1, I think. And then I decided to get something like, and then I left like 170 in my account, used the rest to pay off the tuition. And it's funny how I was still planning how I wanted to use that money, and I had forgotten that I had already paid my tuition with it earlier that day. So it was a good thing that it gets paid like immediately, because if it stays with me long enough, I will create a plan for it. It's sad, but it's the reality. And I hope one day that I'll get better at that, because I think there's a lot of like psychological stuff that I have regarding money. And I really want to work on that because I want the money that I have to be enough for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because at this moment, I feel like I'm always in pursuit of money, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just think that I need a break, like I need to rest, And especially now going into my teaching era, teachers don't get paid much, and honestly, that scares me to death because I want to be able to afford stuff. Anyway, so at this moment, I owe my school 5,000 Rand, and I've paid when the semester started, I owed them 19,700, and now I'm down to 5,200. And coming up, I'm expecting FIBA money at the end of the month, the 29th, and obviously I get paid on the 25th, and there's another income that I'm also expecting. So squash all of that, I'm pretty confident that it will amount to that 5,200 that I owe, which means that at the end of October, I'll be done paying tuition. My last exam is on the 4th of November. So by the time I write that exam, I would be free from my tuition. I mean, what the hell? I'm so excited about that. So that is what's been going on. But trust me, it has been like the hardest journey in my life ever. But I think what helped was just taking the extra side hustles that were not gonna kill me. I feel like they were all trying to kill me. Because I'm literally, my time is scarce and all of that stuff. So I had to be careful in terms of what I can take on. And my number one fear, I have a lot of number one fears, is disappointing people, especially if they are paying me. So I didn't want to take something on that would lead me to disappoint someone, which is sad, but it's the truth. But the bottom line is that out of my own salary, I paid like around 4K, 3 to 4, depending on the needs of that month. And then, but that wiped me out. That meant that I could get nothing else for myself. I couldn't buy anything. I couldn't buy clothes. I couldn't buy luxury coffee, luxury meals, all of that stuff. I had to stick to the basics. I've even figured out how to get a 15 Rand meal from Spa. Let me tell you. So, if you're running late, you can just get them to put like 2 spoons of like rice for you. And then instead of getting the meat, you can ask them to get you the gravy of that particular meat. It's not nice all the time because some of these spa people can't cook, to be honest. They drench everything in oil. Like I don't get that. And you'd be surprised that their salads, like the pasta salads and stuff, they're way more expensive than this. So, or they package them in bigger bowls and make them more expensive. So that's like the other hack. The other hack is getting corn dogs. I mean, those can't be more than 10 Rand. And for some reason, they do fill me up. I don't know why. To drink, I always get water at Spa, water. It's like 6 Rand. And at my school, they have like this thing where you can actually get cold water. I've also been using that. So it hasn't been that bad. Like, it's bad in terms of knowing what you can't afford and living beneath. No, what is that saying? Living within your means, and doing all of that. But I'm just so glad that I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel regarding my tuition, because it has been the biggest burden of my life. And it's funny how last year when I owed 30K, it felt like the biggest burden of my life. And this time it was up with 15K. So it's just been forever. It's just been a forever nightmare. And I sometimes think that last year was kind of like training for this year. And I'm glad that I was up to the task, because I feel like had I not paid off the 30K, this 45K would have felt like the biggest hike of my life. And so I'm just glad that I was able to do it without getting banks involved. And trust me, I considered it. Yeah, I'm just happy. And I think the first month that I won't be able, that I won't, like for example, end of November, I'm gonna literally take myself on a well-deserved shopping spree. You guys can come with me. I don't care. I'm literally gonna take the money that I was supposed to go to tuition, and I'm gonna spend it on myself to reward myself, and then start being responsible that side of December or something. I don't know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But more than that, I'm so grateful that you guys stuck with me during this journey, and I really appreciate all the support that you guys have given me, like either here or on Instagram. I really do see all your comments, and I'm just, yeah, we did this. Like, I'm so excited. And yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.